My name is Adrienne Morgan, and this presentation is titled The Importance of STEM in the Classroom. Next Generation Science Standards. The Next Generation Science Standards, NGSS, was developed to create common standards for teaching science, technology, engineering, and math in K through 12. It is meant to stimulate student interest with a hands-on approach. Students learn about core scientific concepts by examining, testing, and assessing the evidence. It requires a curriculum that integrates 2 or more of the STEM fields for any given lesson. This gives students a better understanding of the science and how to apply it. NGSS for all. So far, 20 states and DC have adopted the STEM standards. In 2016, the National Science Teachers Association said that to be successfully implemented, major changes will be required in curriculum, instructions, assessment, professional development, teacher preparation, as well as public and administrative support. Just like any other major program change, it will cost a lot of money. When Common Core was adopted, states received funding from the federal government. This time, they are on their own. Inner city schools and other high poverty areas will be at a disadvantage in assessing resources for materials and teacher training, especially in technology. Promotion of engineering and technology. Despite challenges, there is an effort by educators to incorporate STEM activities into the classroom. The research supports the benefits for student and learning achievement. As schools move to implement STEM, there has been more focus on science and math. There is now a push by NGSS to promote engineering and technology as equal partners in STEM. Advocates want to include engineering in the K through 12 curriculum because it uses methods to understand and solve problems. This will support learning in math and science and increase competence in technology. Playtime or engineering. A STEM project created for students in pre-K through 6 uses low-cost and recycled materials to design, make, and test toys. These include cardboard mechanisms that animate stories, paper pop-ups, gravity elastic and electric-powered cars, and gadgets with hidden switches that produce light, sound, and/or motion when opened or closed. Students learn the core ideas of engineering, how to transform materials and what works and how to fix it when it doesn't work. They gain an understanding of force, motion, and energy, the basic concepts of physics. STEM and art. A study examined how incorporating the arts could help children understand abstract ideas in science. The California Department of Education funded an integrated STEM program in a low-income neighborhood that used the visual and performing arts to help students to understand science concepts and to become more comfortable using the science vocabulary. Students are instructed to make sketches of specimens to increase their observation skills. Students also use creative movement to understand abstract ideas. STEM and art continued. Teachers reported that students were very focused on the lesson, especially students with learning difficulties. There's a chant they did about electricity flowing and the circuit being open. The kids are probably going to remember that for many years and will understand it. Dance worked best. Tying movements to a concept or vocabulary word, it's easier to learn because it's more concrete. They're retaining the information better. STEM promotes independence. Another research study examined how science and technology middle school teachers use Lego Mindstorms, robotics, software, and hardware to present their students with an integrated STEM activity. The researchers followed the implementation process, which included the nature of the instruction, challenges teachers face, the interaction among teachers and students, and teachers' perceptions of the integrated STEM instruction. STEM promotes independence, continued. Results showed the students were very motivated throughout the process and excited that the teachers didn't tell them what to do, but allowed them to use their own thinking to figure it out. In contrast, the teachers needed the total support of the technology teacher and felt challenged by their lack of knowledge in engineering. STEM is a learning process for teachers as well as students. In this case, students were basically left on their own to construct the robot, and they had a great time doing it. Professional development for STEM lessons. As schools move to adopt STEM, there needs to be training that addresses the concerns of teachers. Teachers want to feel that they are competent in how they teach. It is important for teachers to understand that STEM is a collaborative effort where teachers share their knowledge. The most important focus must always be on the student and how they are learning. STEM allows students to develop valuable skills and learn to work together to solve problems. STEM will give students the confidence in their own learning and abilities that will stay with them throughout their lives. Resources and references. These are the resources and references I used for this presentation. Lastly, I just wanted to name, despite the lack of funding from the government, there's no doubt that STEM is extremely beneficial to a child's development. With that being said, teacher buy-in is extremely important. Even without proper funding, teachers can still get creative and deliver a proper education to students everywhere. If you have any questions or comments, please reach out. Thank you for listening to this presentation.